So you're thinking about getting a motorcycle. That's good. Well, there's just a couple of things you got to consider before you do, and I'm just going to make this little video here to kind of talk about those items. Number one, got to kind of understand that riding a motorcycle, there's a degree of risk out here, and are you willing to take that risk? Because you're going to hear everybody from your family members to friends, grandparents tell you that this is the most dangerous way to ride and that you can get yourself killed. And there's a lot of truth to that. And you know, unlike a bicycle or a scooter, you know, those methods of transportation, you can only go so fast. And generally speaking, you're going to be over here to the right hand side of the street, limited to under 35 miles an hour or so on those 50cc jobbers. So you're not, you know, the odds of you getting really hurt on something like that, unless somebody hits you, is minimal. But on a motorcycle, this guy is going to be right out in the middle of all this crazy traffic, and you're like a bullet out here. Nobody can really see you, and it's almost like all these cars are against you. You're going to have to ride with a higher level, a much higher level of alertness. You got to be aware of what's on the ground, the road conditions. You're going to have to also be aware of the vehicles that are around you, because for the most part, you're moving so fast and you're so small, they're looking out for cars and they don't really see motorcycles. So there is a degree of risk that you're going to have to ask yourself, are you ready and are you mature enough and responsible enough to get on a motorcycle and be out here in the middle of these streets amongst all these people? Because I'm going to say, for the most part, if you're a safe rider, you ride around with high vis helmets, you know, jackets and so forth, and you're safe. No matter how safe you are as a rider, there's that element of stupidity on the other driver's behalf. Okay, some of it is just them being idiots on phones, just not looking, you know, just in a rush, jumping out in front of you. Yeah, there's going to be that situation. And then there's going to be the situation where the two of you just, you know, you guys just did not see each other because there was something in between you. And that's why cars that are turning in front of you, you got to be prepared for that. So we're going to discuss more in later videos safety riding, and for the most part today I'm going to kind of discuss with you guys, if you're serious about getting on a motorcycle and you've already made the assessment that you understand the risk that's involved with riding on a motorcycle and you want to go ahead and go for it anyways, then I'm going to go ahead and help you figure out how to go about doing that. Number one, as long as you have a automotive vehicle license, you can go down and take a written test at the local DMV. I'm in Nevada, here in Las Vegas, and at my DMV, I believe it was like a 15-question test or something like that. And as long as you pass that, then you'll move on to the actual driving course. So at the back of the DMV, they're going to have a kind of an obstacle course. You'll schedule to go out there, and you'll schedule to go out there and perform this obstacle course. And if you can navigate it well and pass it, I believe it's something like they call it the popsicle or a lollipop or something like that. And if you could ride that lollipop well without putting your feet down, I think they're just going to go ahead and endorse you and get you going. Now, when I first started, I knew jack shit about riding a motorcycle. Yeah, I rode around on dirt bikes. I was a hooligan. Built lots of little scooters and stuff like that. Yeah, I used to screw around on ruckuses and, you know, building all those crazy ass 150cc GY6 engine type scooters, and that was kind of fun. But realistically, man, I'm a grown ass man. I don't even know why I was riding around on those things anymore. You know, so I said, oh, it's time for me to bump up and get on a real bike. But I was nervous about it, man, because I was like, do I really want to make that jump up to a full-size motorcycle? And I've never actually had an actual license on a motorcycle, and I didn't know the first thing on how to get one. Luckily for me, at UNLV, I met a girl, can you believe this, who was from Indonesia, and she didn't know how to drive a car, but she was able to get her, qualify for a license, but she wasn't comfortable driving a car. But in Indonesia, everybody rides on motorcycles, and that was the one thing that she knew how to do from over there. So she went and got her license, got herself a little 250 Ninja, and she went back and forth to school the whole time that she was here until she graduated. And so getting to be friends with her, I asked her how did she go about and pass that obstacle course test, because it seemed so intimidating. And she said, no, actually, you don't even have to do that. And I was like, so what's the workaround? And the workaround, guys, are 3 letters, MSF. Okay, so the MSF course is a Motorcycle Safety Foundation. It's going to be a course that I believe is endorsed by the DMV and is provided to you. For me, it was provided by the community college. I guess motorcycle shops, I think Harley Davidson had their own MSF course, but I went to my local community college and filled out an enrollment form, and it was a 3-day course. I think the price was $130, and I went in, and the only qualifier that the guy actually said that you needed in order to qualify for the course was A, have a driver's license, and B, know how to ride a bicycle. So I was like, well, that's it? And he's like, that's it. And I took a look at the characters that were with me in that class, and let me tell you, oh man, there was all kinds of weird people in there. I was just thinking to myself, Jesus Christ, if those people pass, I better pass. So went ahead and signed up. It was on a Friday. I think it started Friday, Saturday. It was Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Yeah. And I went ahead and went to it. The very first day, all we did was bookwork, discussing, the dangers of riding on the street and safety, right? So once we did all the safety work and took tests on the safety portion, which was the first day, the second day they introduced us to the obstacle course, which was set up in the parking lot, and it had all the cones out there. And they went into the storage facility and broke out motorcycles, and the motorcycles we got, they were all like 250 Rebels. Now later on we're going to discuss what your starting bike should be, and there's too many videos out there where people are saying go get a leader bike, hey, 600, why not, learn on a 250. There's a reason why the MSF course started on the 250. Those are for individuals that have never rode anything before, so it's a good bike to begin with, because that bike is very forgiving. But it may not be something that you're interested in, and we'll talk about that a little bit later. But right now, getting back to the MSF course, day 2 they give you the bike, and they introduce you to it. They don't even want you to turn it on for half the day, or they just want you to paddle walk it or duck walk it, get you used to the controls, how to cover your levers, how to run your bike and follow direction and orders. And once they know that you're able to follow direction and orders, then you press on to actually riding the damn thing. And then on the 3rd day we came in, and the full obstacle course, the whole day you spend on the obstacle course, and that's where they actually test you, making you do runs, cornering, emergency braking, slow speed maneuvering, that type of stuff, right? They give you everything you really need to know, man, and then on that last day there, as long as you do not drop your motorcycle, that's the only thing that would disqualify you. As long as you don't drop your bike, you're going to pass, man. And what they're going to give you is they're going to give you a small card that says MSF, driving school, whatever. Your instructor is going to have a little serial number on it. He's going to sign it. You're going to bring that into the DMV. I went right that day to the DMV, gave them my driver's license and that card. Lady smiled at me and says, you ready for your license? I said, yes, I am. And she took my driver's license, which was a Class C for car, and made a new one, and it said CM for car motorcycle. And that's it, guys. Once you have that driver's license that says CM, you're good to go. You can go out there now and make your next step, which is going to be, what motorcycle are you going to buy? All right. So anyways, guys, that's the wrap up right now for the first day on how to get a motorcycle license and what you should do. Next video, we're going to talk about what kind of bike you should get. What CC, starter bike, dirt bike, sport bike, whatever, man. There's a whole bunch of things you guys can get. They're all fun. They're all good. They're all motorcycles, man. Peace, love, and respect to all people on two wheels. Anyways, guys, that's all I got for you for today. I'm going to get on out of here. We'll fire up again real soon. Take care. I love you. Peace out.